Hey everyone, Kim here, Abundant Life Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me for another Mystery Mystic Monday reading. We are exploring the mysterious death of Kenneka Jenkins, a 19-year-old college student who somehow mysteriously ended up in a latch walk-in freezer in a hotel. And people have all sorts of theories as to how she got into this walk-in freezer. Some people really believe that there is foul play involved, while the police say that this was just a tragic accident. So we're going to be taking a closer look at this today. I do want to give a special shout out to Patrice Ford and Soul Whisperer. You both around, I think, May of 2022, over a whole year ago, requested that I do this reading. So if you're still subscribed to the channel, thank you so much for putting in this recommendation. It took me a while to be up to taking on this reading. I mean, there's a lot going on here, and I'm just going to keep an open mind. I don't know much about all the different theories surrounding her friends or hotel staff, so it will be interesting to see what comes up in the reading. And I am recording her reading on May 28th, 2023, a day after Kenneka's 25th birthday. Her birthday was Saturday, May 27th, and she would have been 25. So I know this is a very difficult time when a loved one who has crossed over has a birthday, or the anniversary of the death, or Christmas, that comes up. It can be really challenging for their family and friends who miss their loved one. So let's just really, keep them in our thoughts and prayers, her family, at this time. All right, my friends, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. As I do the readings, I will reveal a bit more of background information that I got in just a quick little Wikipedia search of her case. All right, let's get started. All right, so, the medical examiner's report found Jenkins' death to be accidental. That's what it said. A combination of alcohol and I can't pronounce the actual drug that was found in her system, but it was something that was prescription only, and she didn't have a prescription for it, so someone had given it to her. Okay. So we have Sun. These are the energies surrounding what happened to Kenneka. What does she wish to share with us, knowing that someone close to her can sense out this information? Is she really letting us know something here about her passing? All right. So right off the bat, and I'm going to zoom in just a second here, but this card does denote friendship. Clarity around the situation. Seeing things for what they truly, are. And this could be Kenneka's, view of her friends just prior to her demise. But Spirit is pointing us to look at her friends. And this does not necessarily mean to say her friends had anything to do with it. This is not what it's saying. Sometimes the direct action to look at something or someone is not to accuse someone, but it's to say, okay, to really take a look at how they did respond, how they did handle. There's probably valid reasons with how they responded and the way they responded and when they responded. So just, really taking a look at the friends and gleaning your own insights into it. And that's perhaps what law enforcement did as well. They really looked closely at her friends, more so than I'm sensing than they did maybe with the hotel staff, they being law enforcement. So now we have the candle card. This is about enlightenment. Enlightenment. See, again, being enlightened by the situation, understanding exactly what it is. And perhaps this could be that we're going to get further understanding of what really truly happened to her. It's not as opaque or deep as we're making it to be, is what the sun and the candle card is saying. The Axe card is here next. This is about conflicts, disputes, estrangement. Someone cutting another person down to size. Okay, so illumination surrounding someone cutting someone down to size, someone checking someone. There's some kind of conflict, disputes, and estrangement. So that also speaks to someone that Kenneka may know or be involved with. And so this, this is interesting to me that there's illumination happening surrounding her friendships. And so there was a dynamic happening where someone was bringing another person down to size. And there were conflicts and disputes happening surrounding her passing. Okay. All right. And so now we have the shell card. This is about protection or withdrawal. So she did start to wander off in the hotel by herself. This could be some form of withdrawal, protection. And also her friends went upstairs to go collect some personal effects. I don't know the full story on that. So they left her in the hotel lobby, and Kenneka starts to wander around the hotel. And that's how ultimately she's in the area, or seen in, the surveillance video, walking in the area of nearby where she was going to go into that walk-in freezer and then subsequently died from hypothermia. And so the question mark is, did she walk in there herself and just get stuck in her, and I guess there is some way for her to have been able to open it up from the inside of the cooler, but if it's dark or if she's inebriated, she may not have been able to see the inside latch inside the cooler that she walked in. But what's interesting is that there's no surveillance of her actually going into walking into the walk-in cooler, and people are wondering, well, was somebody there and caused her to go in there? So I don't know. We have the pentagram. For me, this is about material gain and material protection, about someone maybe losing their humanity or need to find their humanity, doing something for the sake of the dollar. For me, this could represent the energy surrounding the hotel. The hotel, in my opinion, did not act in good faith. The hotel should have had, have that area really locked from guests. There should have been some kind of protection of having that walk-in freezer somehow obstructed, where people couldn't just walk in. And where is the security? Like, how is she wandering through the halls like this, clearly under the influence of something, you know? So that's my take on this pentagram card. I'm curious to see what you all are thinking. Some people could say there's some sort of earthy magic that's happening surrounding this situation. I don't know, but the broom is about getting a situation in order, or an erotic encounter, okay? So, preceding what happened to her, there was somebody getting her in order, checking her. This card is also about the sum of a lifetime of choices, a sum of a nighttime of choices. And that I really get a sense that whatever she had received in terms of that drug, it was perhaps because she was having a headache or something, and she asked for something to relieve that. So there is a friend there who actually has access to this drug, maybe a prescription even, and shared it with her. And then the sum of all the choices being made is that because she chose to drink, I don't think she drank that much. She only had a blood alcohol level of like 0.112. And, if you're over 0.08, then that would make you legally not able to drive a car in most jurisdictions in the United States. But anywho, all that to say that all these different choices led up to a point where she was vulnerable. And somebody had to get something in order, a situation in order. We now have the octopus card. This is about an entanglement. Someone with high intelligence, someone who maybe know a bit more about what may have happened. This card is also associated with the keyword greed or multitasking. It's sitting underneath the axe card. So some sort of entanglement situation. Not saying that it has to be anything sexual. It could be something tangled with friendships or colleagues, and I know she had just gotten hired on with the job, so she hadn't started somewhere yet. But I'm just saying that it doesn't have to be an entanglement of the romantic variety. It could be something that is dealing with friendships, as we see here with the Sun card. It is something interpersonal, whatever is going on here. Okay. We have here the Chalice card. This can be, to me, sometimes about interpersonal relationship, matters of the heart. That watery element, emotions, an emotional entanglement situation, someone bringing someone else down to size and having to clean up and get a situation in order. And that could be, it's interesting to me because it's like, could it have been the perfect storm where she just happened to walk into like a freak accident like this one, where she walks into a walk-in freezer and, a couple of hours later may have perished from hypothermia, or, someone is knowledgeable about the cameras or saw the cameras, or I sense that the cameras were never there to begin with. That area just didn't have cameras like on it. But I could be wrong on that. That's just merely just a Kim guess. But it just seems so interesting that everything aligned to a point where she would be near this freezer that would ultimately be, what is the cause of her death, is being in that freezer and not in her perceiving not being able to get out. So now we're going to continue on with the oracle reading and see if there's anything that indicates if whatever is going on here with this octopus, axe, and broom card, whatever's going on here, if that had anything to do with her demise. These things can be going on, and we learned about it with the sun and candle. These things, these entanglement with friends, issues, challenges with friends, somebody bringing somebody else down the size. That can happen and still not have anything to do with what ultimately caused her passing, her death, right? So just bear that in mind, that this is, so what we're doing here is looking at the rest of the cards, oracle reading, seeing if there's additional information that comes up there. If not, then I decide to do a more detailed tarot and oracle reading, using the tarot, asking specific questions to get to the bottom of things. And already I have a follow-up question for a tarot reading, which is, what is going on here with this axe, broom, and octopus card? Did that have anything to do with what happened to Kenneka? Okay, that's going to be my question going forward into a tarot reading in the future. All right, I'm going to pause here. I'll be right back. So now we're going to look at the shadow self energies, some emotions or thoughts or conditions that are associated with this case. Anything else, Spirit? If not, we'll stop there. Okay. We got flighty, sabotage, drained, fearful, numbness. One more. Betrayal. All right. But these are the energies surrounding what may have happened, or energies that we're picking up that are very strong. Okay? And sometimes I pick up oftentimes on subtle energies, but when these cards come up, it's like this is something that's really prevalent, really important to the unfoldment of the story here. We have flighty, sabotage, drain, fearful, numbness, betrayal. I'm getting a sense with flighty, someone not necessarily using a lot of wisdom, kind of flaky. Maybe this could be one of her friends, kind of flaky, or maybe they, I don't sense it's her. I get a very responsible and grounded type of vibe from Kenneka. So it could be someone who's around her that's flighty. The situation is flighty. This party situation is flighty. I don't know if it was planned for a long period of time or in advance. What I do know or read up on is that the hotel was booked on stolen credit cards. And there was underage drinking happening, drug use. So there was a lot going on that made this a very, unstable situation. Sabotage. And then we got betrayal as the last card. My apologies for the barking. We got sabotage. And this is telling me that either it could be self-sabotage, the sum of our choices that we make. Could be that. Because I talked about that here with the pentagram here. But then we got betrayal. Did Kenneka feel betrayed, or did someone actually betray her? That is the question. And again, so as you start to do this reading, as I start to do this reading, or if you just following along and doing a reading yourself, this is another question we could ask. What is this referring to? Did the betrayal that we see here in the sabotage have anything to do with what happened to her? I might have to go close my window. So yeah, did it have anything to do with her demise? And if so, how? How did it have anything to do with it, right? So those are the questions I would also ask as well for a future reading. Drained. Someone felt drained. Someone felt tired. Could be Kenneka, that she wanted to just go to sleep. Go to sleep. Fearful toward, I have to say, as she was, getting ready to pass on or transition. There was a lot of fearful energy going on. And then ultimately it led to numbness. And this numbness has something to do with a betrayal. Numbness, I feel like that's her crossing over, leaving her physical body and crossing over and making her transition. She was very fearful. But you know what? And again, I think I am going to do a detailed tarot reading because I do have some questions. The fear could have been that she didn't realize she could get out of the walk-in cooler. She didn't realize she could. So there's that. So she couldn't figure that out. So she was fearing for her life. And that makes total sense. That's the ultimate fear as a human being, like to feel trapped and to be freezing. Very scary. However, because she had been fearful because of someone else. And so this is what I'm going to be thinking about when I'm doing the reading. So, yeah, I'm going to just pull a few other cards for Crowne. Drama filled. Spirit, what can you share with us? Is there someone else that's responsible, or is she solely responsible? Has to be real jumpers. Oh my God, look at this card. Let me zoom out so you all can see me shuffling. I just take sections from this deck and then shuffle it. We won't pull too many. I think we've got a good amount to get started with a part 2 and 3. Okay. All right, so drama filled. Whatever was going on preceding her death, it was drama filled. That night was drama, high drama. Somebody arguing, somebody being put off, somebody being put down. Drama filled. And it could have even been the days and weeks leading up to it. I have an oracle deck that we can look at real quick about key timing events surrounding this situation. So we have drama filled. The other card that we have here is the S word. So we have that card. And it can imply that someone is solely responsible for taking their own life or being solely responsible. So we have that. And, you know, I don't know. I'm gonna before I make any conclusions for myself, I am going to probably wait until I do a more detailed tarot and closing oracle reading. Stay tuned for that. That'll probably be, you know, down the line. We'll see. Contamination. So something, the scene maybe being contaminated, so it's really difficult to really know for sure what is really going on here. Even if this was just a tragic accident, there's so much issue with how the scene of where she passed was handled with this contamination card, okay? So that's that. Then we have trapped. Wow. She was trapped. Could this be that she was trapped due to her own making, perhaps? Or could it be trapped just being in the walk-in cooler? Or did someone else do this to her? We have social media, so there could be clues or lack of clues on social media about said drama, or maybe there is drama that was seen or captured in social media. Social media also is what galvanized this case to where it's at now, where people do still consider what may have happened, and they still have their own theories about what happened. So social media is a very big part of Kenneka's case, for better or for worse. Okay. DNA evidence or lack thereof. So it could be a situation where they did search for DNA evidence to see if they found anything, and nothing was picked up on. Like no other DNA evidence was left that would show that someone else had actually physically touched her. Now, that doesn't mean that someone didn't actually guide her over there or lure her over there. And then she's in a state with, just a mental state, maybe tired, had a few drinks, had that one drug in her system. And things are, very murky and just you can't really make heads or tails of what you're looking at. And someone kind of coaxes you to follow them this way, and you do. And they do whatever. Maybe they get scared off and they just leave her there. And she's in a state, and she's left there, and she can't figure out that she can actually get out. It's really just very upsetting to even think about, I have to say. And then finally, we have cover up. So, to me, I know some, a lot of folks who have their theories on this. This could speak to an actual cover up, either by the hotel, by law enforcement, or by friends. I would tend to think it could be something. I don't see the incentive for law enforcement having a real reason to do a cover up. You all can enlighten me otherwise. The hotel, perhaps there's a financial element to this. They are already being sued anyway. So really, I don't know I don't know if there's enough of a cover up for them, but perhaps it's a cover up amongst friends who worked for the hotel staff, coworker friends, or it could be her friends. I say that because we circle back to the first card that jumped, which is the Sun card, which one of the keywords to this card is friendship. So that's why I'm saying that. Like, it's who would benefit most by a cover up. The hotel is already being sued. Law enforcement, really, what's the point of them making a cover up? It's either the truth or the truth. And they're going to follow what is the easiest way to the truth. Law enforcement, So what makes sense? It's what the Occam's razor, I think. It's if it all appears there's lack of DNA evidence, it seems like she, ultimately got trapped due to her own doing, and that's what we're going to go with. There's no evidence to say contrary. However, there could be some element of people being responsible at various points to leading up to her death. Who gave her the prescription drug that, she didn't have a prescription for? What was this entanglement, argument, dispute thing going on over here? The hotel, what was going on with surveillance, and why did you stall in really helping her mom search the hotel? Time is of the essence, and now look what happened. So that the hotel has culpability. Her friends, why would, you always got to stick together. We harp on this, us old heads. We always say you gotta stick together. Why did you take off and leave her behind? And what was going on in the hotel room? What was really going on? I don't know. Some of you all, I'm sure, know this case inside and out. You can let me know in the comment section. I don't know. But it's just, there was a sum of choices that led to this. And we talked about that with this pentagram card. So I am going to end up doing a part 2. I am recording this video on Sunday, May 28th, 2023. It's about 8:30 p.m. And I do plan to continue to work on the tarot reading. Like I said, I've got some different ideas on now how to revise my tarot questions. And we will do a part 2, possibly a part 3, it depending. All right. All right, friends, that's it for now. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and much love to all of you. Please, on your way out, do me a favor. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to me, and I appreciate the support. All right. Bye for now.